Today marks the third anniversary of my relationship with Chip Johnson. We picked that highly praised Western restaurant downtown. When I pushed open the glass door, Chip Johnson naturally took my hand. The warmth of his fingertips was just like before, comforting and reassuring. I smiled and told him I'd been wanting to try this place for a long time. Chip Johnson ruffled my hair and said he already knew, so H booked a table in advance. We'd barely sat down when a familiar voice came from the next table. I looked up and, to my surprise, it was Kathy Murphy. Kathy is Chip Johnson's childhood friend. The three of us used to eat out together a lot. She saw us and immediately walked over holding her wine glass. "What a coincidence you're eating here too." Kathy smiled, but her eyes kept drifting to Chip Johnson. Chip Johnson nodded, stood up, and pulled out a chair for her. "Sit for a bit. Let's chat together." I felt a little uncomfortable but said nothing. The waiter quickly brought the dishes, including my favorite poached shrimp. Chip Johnson knew I easily hurt my hands peeling shrimp, so he always peeled them for me. He picked up a shrimp, skillfully removed the shell and vein, then placed it on my plate. I was just about to pick up my chopsticks when Kathy Murphy beat me to grabbing that shrimp. She chewed the shrimp and mumbled. Chip Johnson's shrimp peeling skills are still as good as ever. I've loved eating the shrimp he peeled since we were kids. I froze and looked at Chip Johnson. Chip just smiled and said Kathy Murphy was still as straightforward as ever then. Chip peeled a few more shrimp and put them all on my plate. But Kathy Murphy acted like she didn't notice and kept taking shrimp from my plate to her own bowl. I clenched my chopsticks tightly, trying to suppress the anger boiling inside me. Kathy seemed unaware of my displeasure and even smiled as she said, "Janice, don't take it personally. Chip and I have been inseparable since we were kids. I just use whatever belongs to him whenever I want." I couldn't hold it in anymore. I put down my chopsticks and said, "Kathy, Chip is my boyfriend, not something to be shared casually." The smile on Kathy's face froze for a moment. Then she quickly returned to her indifferent expression. "I was just joking with Chip. Why are you taking it so seriously?" I looked at Chip, hoping he would say something to stand up for me. But Chip frowned and said to me, "Janice, why are you being so petty?" Kathy was just saying whatever, don't overthink it. I couldn't believe my ears. He actually called me petty. I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself down. "Chip Johnson, I'm not petty. I just don't like others talking about my boyfriend like that." "Oh, it's not a big deal." Kathy Murphy grabbed Chip Johnson's arm, her tone ambiguous. "Besides, it's not just about sharing those things with Chip Johnson. Even in that department, he's satisfied me." The moment those words left her mouth, the entire restaurant fell silent. I looked at Chip Johnson. His face flushed bright red, but he couldn't utter a single word. I didn't cry or make a scene. I just felt a sudden wave of nausea. I pulled out my cell phone, opened the hospital appointment app, and right in front of them, scheduled checkups for gynecology and andrology. "Since you two are so close, why not get checked?" I turned the phone screen toward them. "It'll also notify those friends who've hung out with you. I'm covering the checkup costs as my anniversary gift to you." Chip Johnson's face instantly went pale. He tried to grab my phone, but I dodged him. Kathy Murphy lost her earlier arrogance, her eyes darting away, too scared to meet mine. I stood up and grabbed my bag. "This meal's on me. Take your time and eat." After saying that, I walked out of the Western restaurant without looking back. The wind outside was a bit chilly, but it cleared my mind quite a lot as it brushed against my face. I took out my cell phone and called my best friend. As soon as the call connected, I couldn't hold back anymore and started crying. My best friend on the other end got really worried and asked me what had happened. I choked up as I told her everything that had just happened. My best friend angrily cursed Chip Johnson and Kathy Murphy, calling them awful, and told me to go find her right away. After hanging up, I grabbed a taxi and headed toward my best friend's place. I knew that from today on, my relationship with Chip would never be the same. I stayed at my best friend's for over 2 hours, and my emotions finally started to calm down. My best friend kept urging me to end things with Chip for good. Honestly, I already had my answer, I just needed a little more time to accept it. Just then, my phone rang. It was Chip calling. I hesitated for a moment, but ended up answering. "Janice, where are you? Come back to the restaurant right now and apologize to Kathy." Chip's tone was sharp and commanding. I sneered. "Why should I apologize to her? The ones who should apologize are you guys. Kathy's hen got burnt all because of you." Chip shouted. "If you hadn't lost your temper and flipped the plate, how could her hand have gotten hurt?" That's when I remembered when I left earlier. I did flip the plate on the table accidentally out of anger, but I never expected to burn Kathy. Still, even so, it's not my fault. She provoked me first, I said calmly, and when I flipped the plate, I didn't mean to burn her. She just got too close herself. You're still making excuses. Chip Johnson said angrily. I don't care. You have to come back and apologize to her, or we're done. If it's over, then it's over, I said calmly. Actually, I was planning to break up with you anyway. After saying that, I hung up immediately and blocked Chip Johnson's number. My best friend clapped and cheered from the side, saying I finally stood up for myself. But I still felt a little hurt inside. After all, we'd been together for 3 years. It's not something you can just let go of. Not long after, the doorbell at my best friend's place rang. I thought it was the delivery, so I got up to open the door. To my surprise, Chip Johnson and Kathy Murphy were standing at the door. Kathy's left hand was wrapped in bandages, and her face looked hurt and wrong. Chip was supporting Kathy, and when he saw me, he immediately demanded, Janice Carter, why didn't you answer my calls? Apologize to Kathy right now. I'm not apologizing, I said firmly, standing at the door to keep them out. You two need to leave. I don't want to see you. Janice, don't go too far. Chip shoved me, trying to force his way in. My best friend heard the commotion, came out from inside, and stood in front of me. Chip, what do you think you're doing? This is my home. If you don't stop, I'll call the police. When Chip Johnson saw his best friend, his tone softened a bit, but he still insisted that I apologize. Chip Johnson, be honest with yourself. Whose fault was it today? I looked into his eyes. Did you forget today is our anniversary? Did you forget you promised me that today would belong only to the two of us? Chip Johnson's eyes flickered, but he said nothing, and I continued. You said yesterday you would buy me my favorite chocolate, but you forgot. But you remembered to bring Kathy Murphy her favorite strawberry candy, and it was still in your pocket, where it accidentally fell out during dinner. Did you really think I didn't notice? Chip Johnson's face turned red instantly. He opened his mouth, as if to say something, but no words came out. Kathy tugged on Chip's arm and whispered, Chip, let's just go. I don't want to argue with her. No, she has to apologize to you today. Chip insisted stubbornly. I'm not apologizing, I said, looking at Chip, and there's something I need to tell you. The last time I wasn't home, Kathy wore my wedding ring and posted it on social media with the caption, my dog is so obedient. The dog there, that's you, right? I knew about this all along, but I never told Chip Johnson because I wanted to save him some face. When Chip Johnson heard this, his face grew dark. He looked at Kathy Murphy, who quickly lowered her head, not daring to meet his eyes. It was just a joke. Chip Johnson defended himself. Kathy was just teasing me. Don't take it seriously, a joke. I laughed, tears almost streaming down my face. She wears my wedding ring and calls my boyfriend a dog. Is that supposed to be a joke? Chip Johnson, are you stupid? You clearly know Kathy has feelings for you, and yet you act all ambiguous with her. What do you take me for? Chip was left speechless by what I said. He frowned, not uttering a single word for a long time. I think we should break up. I took a deep breath and said those words. Cancel the wedding too. I don't want to spend my life with someone whose heart belongs to someone else. You dare. Chip suddenly got agitated. Janice, don't push me. If you dare cancel the wedding, I won't let you off. Let me off? I looked at him, feeling it was ridiculous. You never cherished me, and now you're saying stuff like that. Don't you find it embarrassing? After saying that, I ignored them, turned around, went inside, and shut the door. I could hear Chip Johnson shouting outside the door, but I didn't open it. My best friend came over, patted my shoulder, and said, don't be sad anymore. Breaking up with him was the right choice. You deserve better. I nodded, leaned on my best friend's shoulder, and started crying again. This time, I wasn't crying out of sadness, but out of relief. I knew I had finally broken free from that painful relationship. After coming back from my best friend's place, I locked myself in my room and thought about everything. Chip Johnson and I have been together for 3 years, and we've shared so many wonderful memories. But now, looking back, it feels like Kathy Murphy was always a part of those memories. Suddenly, I felt so ridiculous realizing I'd been a fool for 3 whole years. That evening, Chip came home. The moment he walked in, he started complaining that Kathy was ignoring him. Janice, do you think Kathy is mad? I just called her, but she didn't pick up. Chip slumped down on the sofa, clearly annoyed. I didn't respond and just kept packing his bags. I've made up my mind to break up with him for good and make him move out. When Chip saw me packing his suitcase, his expression instantly changed. Janice, what are you doing? He came over, trying to stop me. You need to move out, I said calmly, looking at him. We're broken up. This is no longer your home. I'm not moving. Chip said urgently. Janice, I know I was wrong. Please don't break up with me, okay? He grabbed my hand, his eyes pleading. I shook his hand off. Chip, stop pretending. I've seen right through you. I'm not acting. Chip Johnson took a ring out of his pocket and placed it on the table. This is our wedding ring. I took it off. I won't have anything to do with Kathy Murphy anymore. It'll be good to only you. Please give me another chance, okay? I looked at the wedding ring on the table, feeling nothing. I knew he was lying. As soon as Kathy called, I'd immediately go back to the way he was. It's too late. I shook my head. I won't believe you anymore. Chip Johnson was about to say something when his cell phone suddenly rang. When he saw the caller ID, his eyes suddenly lit up. It was Kathy Murphy calling. Chip glanced at me, then went out to the balcony to take the call. Although I couldn't hear what they were saying, from Chip's tone I could tell he really cared about Kathy. After hanging up, Chip's attitude changed immediately. Janice, Kathy's feeling down. I need to go keep her company, he said, picking up his coat. Think it over carefully. Don't wait until I get back and regret it again. I looked at him, feeling bitterly ironic. Chip, I've been coughing a lot lately. The doctor said it might be pneumonia and wants me to get checked tomorrow. I said deliberately, can you come with me? I thought he would at least hesitate, but to my surprise, he said without a second thought, I don't have time. Kathy's still waiting for me. Can't you go by yourself? My heart completely sank. It turned out that, in his mind, I could never compare to Kathy. After Chip Johnson left, I sat on the sofa, staring at the wedding ring on the table, suddenly feeling disgusted. I picked up the wedding ring and threw it into the trash bin. At that moment, my cell phone received a bank transaction alert. It was Chip Johnson using the secondary card at a 5-star hotel by the riverside, booking a couple's suite and spending over $2,000. I suddenly realized that when he said he was keeping Kathy company, he actually meant going to a hotel with her. I couldn't hold it in any longer. I collapsed onto the sofa and cried my heart out. I felt my 3-year relationship was worthless, and I felt foolish for being so blind. After crying my fill, I wiped away my tears, grabbed my cell phone, and sent Chip Johnson a message. Let's completely break up. Tomorrow, I'll find a lawyer to handle the marital home, so you'd better move out as soon as possible. After sending the message, I blocked every way Chip Johnson could contact me. I know that this time, I have to say a proper goodbye to him. I can't leave myself any lingering feelings. At night, I lay in bed, tossing and turning, unable to sleep. My mind was filled with every little moment I shared with Chip Johnson, and also his ambiguous behavior with Kathy Murphy. I forced myself to close my eyes, telling myself to let the past be the past. I need to start a new life slowly. I finally fell asleep. In my dream, I saw myself alone by the sea, feeling the breeze, feeling so at ease. I know that's the life I want. The next morning, I woke up early. I packed my things and got ready to go to the hospital for a checkup. Even though I knew I probably didn't have pneumonia, I still wanted to get a full checkup to ease my mind. When I arrived at the hospital, I registered and sat in the waiting area for my number to be called. Just then, I saw Chip Johnson and Kathy Murphy. They were holding hands, walking into the obstetrics and gynecology consultation room. My heart tightened instantly. Could Kathy be pregnant? I didn't dare think any further and quickly lowered my head, pretending not to see them. After a while, my number was called. I walked into the consultation room and explained my situation to the doctor. The doctor gave me some test orders and told me to go for the examinations. After finishing the tests, I sat on a bench in the hallway waiting for the results. Just then, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I hesitated for a moment, but ended up answering. Janice Carter. It's me, Chip Johnson. Chip's voice came through the line. Where are you? I need to talk to you. I'm at the hospital, I said coldly. I have nothing to say to you. If you have something to discuss, contact my lawyer. Janice, please don't be like this, Chip said urgently. I know I messed up. Can you give me one more chance? Kathy, I don't want to hear about Kathy Murphy. I interrupted him. If you have nothing else to say, I'm hanging up now. After saying that, I hung up right away and blocked the number. Shortly after, my test results came back. The doctor said it was just a mild cold, not pneumonia. and advised me to get plenty of rest and drink lots of water. I breathed a sigh of relief, holding the test report, and was about to leave the hospital. As I reached the hospital entrance, I saw Chip Johnson and Kathy Murphy coming out of the obstetrics and gynecology consultation room. Kathy Murphy was smiling, but Chip Johnson looked troubled. They were all stunned when they saw me. Chip Johnson tried to come over to talk to me, but I turned and quickly left the hospital. When I got home, I found Chip Johnson's things still in the living room. I frowned, took out my cell phone, and called the agent to have them come tomorrow to help move Chip Johnson's stuff outside. After hanging up, I sat on the sofa and opened my computer. I wanted to sort through my photos and delete all the ones related to Chip Johnson. At that moment, I found a hidden folder on the computer. Curious, I clicked it open and found it filled with ambiguous chat logs and videos between Chip Johnson and Kathy Murphy. In the chats, they exchanged all kinds of sickening sweet nothings and even plotted how to deceive me. The videos showed them doing indecent things in a hotel, with scenes of Chip buying adult toys for Kathy. Looking at all this, I trembled with anger. I never expected Chip to be this disgusting, and to keep all of it on my computer. Just then, the door opened. Chip Johnson is back. He saw me sitting at the computer, and his face instantly changed. He rushed over, trying to shut the computer off. "Janice Carter, stop looking," Chip shouted. I dodged him and kept staring at the screen. "Chip, you really disgust me. I told you to stop looking." Chip grabbed the computer and threw it to the floor. The computer screen shattered instantly. "Janice, listen to me." Chip grabbed my arm. "None of it is true. Kathy Murphy forced me to do it. Fake." I sneered. "Are the chat logs and videos fake too? Do you take me for a 3-year-old? Chip Johnson's face flushed bright red, and he couldn't get a word out. "I've already backed all this stuff up." I stared at him. "If you keep messing with me, I'll post all this online and let everyone see who you really are." Fear filled Chip Johnson's eyes as he released my hand and staggered back to steps. He opened his mouth, trying to say something, but no words came out. Looking at him like that, I felt no sympathy, only pure disgust. "Get out of my house right now," I said, pointing at the door, "or I'll call the police." Chip Johnson's body shook. He glanced at me, then at the broken computer on the floor. Finally, he grabbed his coat and fled in embarrassment. The moment the door closed, I couldn't hold it anymore and sank to the floor, crying. I wasn't crying because I was sad, but out of anger and frustration. I put so much effort into this relationship, only to end up like this. After crying for about 10 minutes, I wiped my tears and stood up. I know this isn't the time to cry. I have to protect my rights. I took out my cell phone and called my parents first. I told them everything about Chip Johnson and Kathy Murphy. After hearing everything, my parents were furious and told me to come home immediately. They'd help me sort things out. After hanging up, I called Chip Johnson's parents. Chip Johnson's mom always liked me and often said she wanted to treat me like her own daughter. I thought she would be on my side. But to my surprise, as soon as I finished explaining, Chip Johnson's mom began defending him. "Janice, aren't you misunderstanding? Chip isn't that kind of person. It must be Kathy who's been seducing him." Chip's mother said. I sneered. "Auntie, I have proof. This isn't a misunderstanding." "What kind of proof? Are you sure you didn't get it wrong?" Chip's mother still didn't want to believe it. "I have their chat logs and videos on my computer. Even though Chip smashed it, I already backed everything up," I said calmly. Chip's mother was silent for a moment, then said, "Don't worry. Well, come over now with Chip's father. We'll talk face to face." After hanging up, I sat on the sofa, waiting for them to arrive.